Some say Cristiano Ronaldo was born to score goals. Others say he was born so luxury cars could finally find someone who'd actually use all the buttons. But what is the total value of his collection? Some footballers have a car collection. Ronaldo, he has a fleet. And of the Bugattis, Rolls-Royces, McLarens of this world, what's his most valuable vehicle? So, buckle up. The crown jewel, the Bugatti La Voiture Noire. This isn't just a car, this is art on wheels. A one-of-one hypercar that cost Ronaldo an estimated $18 million. It's jet black, impossibly sleek, and looks like it was stolen from Batman's garage. The name literally means the black car, which is fitting because if Darth Vader quit the Death Star and took up Uber, this is what he'd be driving. Why so expensive? Well, aside from its 1500 horsepower W16 engine, its rarity is the real flex. There's only one in existence. One. And Cristiano Ronaldo owns it. Most collectors dream of getting a limited run of 100 cars. Ronaldo skipped the line and said, "Nah, I'll take the only one." Next up, another Bugatti, because apparently one just isn't enough. The Bugatti 110. Price tag, about $9 million. Only 10 of these exist worldwide, and Ronaldo grabbed one like it was just another pair of limited edition sneakers. The car is a tribute to the legendary Bugatti EB110 from the 1990s, but with modern horsepower. We're talking about 1600 horsepower, a top speed of over 380 kilometers per hour, and acceleration so brutal it makes defenders chasing Ronaldo look like they're running in quicksand. From Bugatti to Ferrari, and not just any Ferrari, the Monza SP1. This thing looks less like a car and more like a Formula One prototype. Price? $2 million. But here's the fun part, it doesn't even have a windshield. You heard me. To drive it, you either wear a helmet or accept that every bug, pebble, and gust of wind at 200 kilometers per hour is going directly in your face. Cristiano, of course, drives it like it's nothing. Because if there's one man who can stare down a flying insect at 300 kilometers per hour and still look perfect, that's him. Enter the Bugatti Chiron, worth about $3 million. This one's Ronaldo's daily flex. The Chiron is a car so powerful that Bugatti themselves limit the top speed to 420 kilometers per hour. Why? Because there aren't tires on Earth that can safely handle anything higher. CR7 was famously pictured with his Chiron in Madrid, casually leaning on it like the car wasn't worth more than some small country's GDP. We might be done with Bugattis. Let's see. Now for something British. The McLaren Senna priced about $1 million. Named after the late great F1 driver Ayrton Senna, this car is built purely for speed and handling. It looks insane. All wings, vents, and sharp edges, like someone took a jet fighter and said, "Yeah, but make it road legal." Cristiano bought it because, well, why not? If you're the most marketable athlete on the planet, owning a car named after a racing legend is basically compulsory. The Rolls-Royce Phantom. $500,000 of quiet luxury. The kind of car where you don't drive, you get driven. It's a car that doesn't just have doors, it has doors that close themselves with the push of a button. Because, heaven forbid, Cristiano sprains a wrist pulling a handle. Inside, it's like stepping into another universe. There's the famous Starlight headliner, thousands of tiny fiber optic lights built into the ceiling that mimic a night sky. The leather, softer than a Champions League anthem remix. The whole thing whispers, "Yes, I'm rich. No, I don't need to shout about it." Cristiano also owns a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, the brand's first ever SUV. This isn't just any SUV though, it's basically a luxury penthouse on wheels. It's big, boxy, and imposing, like a moving fortress. But inside, it has champagne coolers, reclining rear seats, and more legroom than economy class on a plane. Actually, more legroom than business class, too. Then there's the Rolls-Royce Dawn, a convertible. This one's extra special because it was a Christmas gift from his partner, Georgina. Imagine waking up on Christmas morning expecting maybe a watch or a nice sweater, and instead find a $350,000 luxury car in the driveway, complete with a bow on top. Normal people argue about who has to untangle the Christmas lights. Cristiano unwraps a new Rolls-Royce. And finally, the Rolls-Royce Ghost. Sleeker and slightly smaller than the Phantom, if you can call a $350,000 car small. The Ghost is the understated sibling in the lineup. It's for when Ronaldo doesn't want to make a grand entrance but still refuses to show up in anything less than world-class luxury. That's 4 Rolls-Royces in total: Phantom, Cullinan, Dawn, and Ghost, worth well over $1 million combined. Of course, no supercar collection is complete without a Lamborghini. Ronaldo owns the Aventador LP 704, worth about $350,000. It's loud, it's aggressive, it looks like it was designed by someone who watched too many Transformers films. Perfect for Cristiano because nothing says "I'm here" quite like a bright Lamborghini revving outside the training ground. Back to Ferrari. And Ronaldo doesn't do base models. He's got the Ferrari F12 TDF, worth about $600,000, plus the 599 GTO, which goes for a similar amount. Both are lightweight track-focused monsters that can outpace almost anything on a motorway. He also has the 599 GTB Fiorano, a bit more sensible, though sensible in this case still means $500,000. A little more subtle but no less stylish, the Bentley Continental GT Speed, $300,000. This is the kind of car you drive when you want to be classy but still destroy anyone trying to overtake you. Ronaldo loves it because it's British luxury with muscle. And then there's what I like to call the supporting cast of Ronaldo's garage. These are still luxury cars, don't get me wrong, but compared to his Bugattis and Ferraris, they're almost relatable. Let's start with the Porsche 911 Turbo S, around $200,000. And honestly, one of the most practical supercars ever made. It's the kind of car you could drive every single day, pick up groceries in, and still hit 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 3 seconds. Ronaldo's had it for years, and you get the sense this might be the one car in his garage that doesn't need a team of mechanics just to start. Then there's the Maserati Gran Cabrio, price tag $150,000, a convertible that's more about cruising along the coast of Madeira than tearing up a racetrack. The Gran Cabrio is basically an Italian opera on wheels, loud, dramatic, a little bit over the top, which, let's be honest, sounds a lot like Ronaldo celebrating a goal. Now, the Mercedes-AMG collection. He's got the GLE 63S, which is basically a family SUV that drank 10 cans of Red Bull. It's practical enough to carry the kids, but powerful enough to outrun almost anything else on the motorway. And then there's the G-Wagon Brabus Edition. Forget the regular G-Wagon. Ronaldo's version is customized, armored up, and worth $600,000. It's massive, it's square, and it looks like it could survive a zombie apocalypse while still being valet parked outside the world's fanciest hotel. And finally, the odd one out, the Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. Price just $60,000, which in Ronaldo's garage is pocket change. For us, it's still a dream car, but for Cristiano, this is basically the beater, the one you drive when you don't want to risk scratching your $18 million Bugatti. And it's still a 650 horsepower American muscle car. So, let's do the math. Total cars around 25. Total value well over $50 million. That's not a garage, That's an automotive museum with a security budget bigger than most football clubs. Ronaldo doesn't just collect cars, he curates them. Bugattis no one else can get, Ferraris most people will never see in real life, and yes, even the odd Rolls-Royce for when he's feeling understated. So, here's my question to you. If you could pick one car from CR7's garage, which one are you driving home in?